in Utica.
News with Ben Kinney and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Yep, it's going to be one of those mornings. All right, good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ben Kinney.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
Off to a wonderful start. Give me
Feels
some
like
good
February out there today, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's cold enough.
But we're warming up a little bit this afternoon.
I'll take it.
40s. It's not a major warm up, but it is something, you know. We'll take what Mother Nature gives us. And in fact, this morning, waking up, it's actually not too bad out. It's in the upper 30s, well above freezing for much of the Mohawk Valley. And there's a bit of a south wind at play here, so there's a warm breeze taking shape over the area as we speak. Live look at downtown Utica. Things are quiet. In fact, a lot of clear skies over the area as well. Just a few passing low-lying clouds here and there. The radar also looking dry early this morning. Expect some sunshine to start today. Some thin to eventually moderate thickness clouds roll in later on this afternoon, with high temperatures approaching near 50 degrees. And following that is when things will start to get a little more unsettled heading into tonight and eventually the weekend. We're monitoring rainfall as well as potential ice up north. We'll break down the latest on that stalled front this weekend in that full forecast. Ben?
All right, Eric, thank you very much. Don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. The
WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back, everyone. Happy Friday. Time now 5:11 and heading out the door early today. Well, you'll be encountering mainly quiet weather, a decent south wind, bringing those temperatures into the mid to upper 30s already. Of course, with the dry conditions, area roadways also looking dry and ice-free. And look at the traffic tracker, a lot of green across the board. There is an accident icon which has just popped up, and this appears to be just in between Little Falls, actually just south of either Herkimer or Mohawk. Crash on I-90 eastbound after exit 30, of course across Mohawk Street. Just a heads up, eastbound, potential for an accident there on I-90. But that's the only report so far this morning. The radar looking quiet, and again, the commute this morning looking quiet. Clouds will gradually increase throughout the day, followed by some rain showers developing late in the evening commute, roughly 6-7 p.m. And that'll set the stage for a pretty unsettled weekend with scattered rain showers and the potential for ice north. We'll break down the latest potential for that coming up in a few minutes. Ben?
All right, Eric, thank you very much. Mechanical engineering student.
The Cooperstown Camera is brought to you by Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Utica. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Time now 5:18. We're starting out with a quiet start to the day today. A live look in Cooperstown again. We're seeing, of course, Main Street looking quiet. Temperature sitting at 32 degrees, right around the freezing point, and it will continue to climb throughout the day today. Radar also looking dry this morning, and this will be a common sight for much of the daylight hours today. But by the evening, that's when things will get a little unsettled. I'm going to head straight to the bigger picture today because I want to showcase what's going to be happening this weekend, and we've had a very tricky forecast at play here. So we've got this warm air moving in from the south. Now, normally it continues north, but it reaches a bit of a wall here. It can't move north anymore. And the front becomes stationary, indicated by this line right here. You can see those variable reds and blues. That's what a stationary front looks like on a surface map. And watch how it barely budges. And all those pinks and purples up north is a wintry mix, ice mix, and this could sustain itself for much of the weekend. And to show you the temperature difference with this frontal boundary and how much of a difference it's going to be, let's head to Saturday at 4:30. 32 in Tupper Lake, nearing 70 in the border of the southern tier, nearing 80 degrees in central Pennsylvania. So in the span of the Adirondacks to Pennsylvania, we're going from below freezing to near 80 degrees. And that's the difference we're dealing with right now. And when it comes to the temperature, that's playing a key role because with this ice accumulation forecast, some spots up north Again, this is not a concrete forecast just yet, but notice a lot of that pink up north and that sharp cutoff as it moves its way south. And that's the tricky part here. So for now, a lot of the signs point to much of the North Country dodging this ice, but we have to remain vigilant because these models have been wrong several times before where that cold air has stayed farther south. So just stay with us throughout the weekend as we continue to track that system. But for now, again, focuses on the potential for ice accumulation in areas to the north. Today, clouds increase, highs in the 40s. Widespread rain arrives around 6 to 7 p.m. tonight. And you heading to the Frozen 4 game tonight, you might have to bring your umbrella. Then by Saturday, it's scattered rain showers, ice to the north potential. And then heading into the evening hours Saturday, still looking rather unsettled. More widespread rain arrives on Sunday, and that'll linger for much of the afternoon and into the early evening. So it's an unsettled weekend ahead with rain showers and ice up to the north, then approaching near 60 by Monday. And then it'll cool down again into the 40s by Tuesday. And overall looking at I would say more typical April weather for the first days of April. March is already leaving us, and it only gave us about a day or two of an early taste of spring.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they say in like a lion, out like a lamb.
Yep.
In like a lion, out like a lion.
Yeah, pretty much.
This year. So, all right, we'll take it. Thank you very much, Eric. Well, Hawaii's putting on an amazing show. Take a look at this. Lava shooting as high as 1,000 feet into the air. The eruption started back in December and have stopped and started dozens of times since then. The U.S. Geological Survey says the lava has stayed inside the volcano's summit and is not threatening any residential areas. Kilauea is one of the world's most active volcanoes and attracts visitors from around the world. Today, it did not. It disappoints. The time now, 5:22, still ahead on Sunrise. Get ready to cast. It's Friday, March 28th, 2025.
Now, the news with Ben Kinney and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us this half hour. I'm Ben Kinney.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
A lot of rain coming in for the weekend, possibly some mixed precipitation, but in the 30s to start the day and clear skies. You can't ask for much more except for 60s and 70s.
Yeah,
and sun.
That's a bit of a high demand,
Well,
and
I
I will say the delivery for spring got sent back.
Yeah, I guess so.
And so
return to sender.
We're waiting for the return delivery to arrive. So for now, we're expecting 30s and 40s for the near future. A look at the temperatures around the state. Yes, as Ben mentioned, we're in the 30s this morning. Not too bad, though. We got a south wind keeping things rather on the mild side. The exception being up in the North Country, Saranac Lake sitting at 28 degrees. Downtown Utica, live view right now. We've got clear skies over us, a few passing low-level clouds, but most of us will be waking up to some peaks of sunshine early today. The radar also looking dry this morning, and as we head throughout the day today, expect that sunshine to turn a bit more cloudy as wispy, thin clouds turn a bit on the thicker side this afternoon, with high temperatures climbing into the upper 40s, nearing 50 degrees. So today, looking mainly dry. By 6, 7 p.m., rain begins to move in, and that'll set the stage for a unsettled and rainy weekend. But not only that, but there could be some ice up north. We are tracking the latest on that. We have that full forecast, of course, coming up in just a few minutes. Ben?
All right, Eric, thank you very much. Don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. New this morning, more federal...
Storm Tracker 2 team, where we track storms. The Cooperstown Camera is brought to you by Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Utica.
Welcome back, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy final Friday of March. This month has just flown by. April is right around the corner. And with that, we'll show our, I would say, final Friday photo of March here. And it was a great photo submitted to us on Oneida Lake, taken by John, of a sliver of sunset, a very thick cloud layer, but with the clearing skies out in the distance allowed for this amazing shot right here. Almost doesn't even look like a sunset with the way the reflection of the sun on the water looks right now. But yes, it's a great photo right here, an amazing shot. And if you would like to submit a sunset photo like this one, any other nature photo as we continue to move in to springtime and eventual warmer temperatures. I know it's been a bit of a delay with the amount of warmth we've seen, but don't worry, the overall trend will be warmer as we head into April. Temperatures begin in the mid to upper 30s early today. We'll climb into the 40s, upper 40s this afternoon with mainly dry weather. But by tonight, rain moves in and we're tracking an unsettled weekend with potential for ice up north as well. I'll have a full look at that forecast, of course, coming up in just a few minutes. Ben?
All right, Eric, thank you very much. It was a big day in the sports world on Thursday.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, on this Friday. Time now 5:48, and early today it starts out quiet and actually not too bad temperature-wise. I know it's still in the 30s right now. In fact, Cooperstown sitting right at the freezing point at 32 degrees. But as you look ahead to this afternoon, we warm up into the 40s, upper 40s at some spots later on this evening. The radar right now looking quiet. Expect a quiet day weather-wise today. As we look ahead to the afternoon and evening, we'll see what's going to be a warm front move its way north, but watch as it slowly becomes stationary. We mentioned several days ago our concern would be the potential for ice, or at least an ice storm, in areas to the north. So far, these high-resolution models we're getting right now still indicate that potential. Now, the uncertainty lies as to exactly where that ice sets up. With stationary fronts, these are very difficult to forecast. And to put you in perspective on how difficult a forecast is with stationary fronts, let's look at temperature differences heading into Saturday evening. Here we go. Look at this. Down near Binghamton, it's nearing 70 degrees, a beautiful spring day. Well, maybe there could be some rain as well. Nearing 80 in central Pennsylvania. But as you head to the north, 31 in Tupper Lake in the Adirondacks, 45 in Rome. Look at that temperature difference over the span of the entire state. That's what we're dealing with right now. And a sudden shift in that front means the ice could move north or south. The latest model data we have right now from our in-house system shows that parts of the Adirondacks up north could experience this icing. Potentially parts of Hamilton County. Again, it's still up in the air when it comes to the exact location of it, but still, because of how close it is, a heads up for those of you in northern Herkimer County, Lewis, Hamilton County, be prepared for the potential for ice this weekend. But for now, at least, it appears to stay north, but a lot of the times these models have been wrong. So the Skycast today shows sunshine turning to mostly cloudy skies this evening. By 6-7 p.m., if you're heading to the Frozen 4 game, it's going to be on the rainy side on the drive home. So maybe grab that umbrella just in case. Then tomorrow, Saturday, scattered rain showers, ice well up to the north. Then scattered showers continue Saturday evening into Saturday night, with more ice potential up to the north with widespread rain heading into Sunday. So it's likely going to be an unsettled and rainy weekend, Saturday and Sunday, approaching near 60 by Monday before we cool back down again into the 40s by Tuesday. So a bit of a roller coaster again.
Central New York in March. I mean,
yeah.
what else do you expect?
So first day of April looking to be cooler, 40s, but looks to be dry with sunshine.
All right, we'll take it. All right, thank you very much, Eric. A new treatment for Parkinson's disease.
News with Ben Kinney and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ben Kinney.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
A lot to get to this morning. But first, the most important thing, the weather. Cooler today and then rain tomorrow. Gotta love it.
Yeah, we're back to rain for the weekend, but at least for today, we are looking at quiet weather across the board. We're starting out with temperatures in the 30s. 36 Rome and Hamilton, in the 20s though, up in the higher elevations of the Adirondacks early this morning, with some passing low-lying clouds reported in Saranac Lake, Rochester, Syracuse, Buffalo. But the rest of central New York seeing a good shot of that morning twilight. In fact, here we are with a view out in the distance, clear skies above Utica, and a great shot of the sunrise several minutes from now. The radar looking quiet early this morning. Expect dry weather today with clouds increasing throughout the morning and afternoon. Highs in the upper 40s, so it's not too bad of a day today. In fact, looking right around average. By this weekend, though, we say goodbye to dry weather. We'll be tracking some rain chances both Saturday and Sunday, as well as ice chances up to the north in the Adirondack Park. We'll explain the exact positioning, the impacts, and even more when it comes to how much is expected coming up in a few minutes. Ben?
All right, Eric, thank you very much. Don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast, never more than 10 minutes away. We've been getting emails.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back to Sunrise at the time now 6:11 on the dot, and heading out the door early today. Well, you really aren't encountering too much with impacts to travel. We've got dry conditions, as you see behind me, on some area roadways, and along with that too, radar also looking quiet and dry early this morning. Green across much of the area on the Munson traffic tracker, but I want to zoom into a location along the thruway just south of Herkimer, where there's a crash on the eastbound lanes after exit 30. So just a heads up, if you're heading eastbound on I-90, you might encounter this accident. It hasn't expired just yet. It was already issued in our 5 o'clock hour, so it's been in the notification system for over an hour or so. The radar right now still looking at dry conditions. We will be seeing the arrival of some wispy high-level clouds this morning, giving way to mostly cloudy skies this afternoon. So at least for today, though, most of the daylight hours going to be dry. By the evening, 6, 7 p.m., that's when rain begins to move in, and that sets the stage for a pretty rainy weekend. Even some icy conditions in areas to the north. We'll have a full detailed look at the potential for ice and that rain in just a few minutes. Ben?
All right, Eric, thank you very much. Mechanical engineering students at SUNY.
And be ready for your drive to and from work. The Storm Tracker 2 CommuteCast is brought to you by the Pratt Munson College of Art and Design. Visit Pratt Munson today and ignite curiosity and creativity.
Know before they go. The Storm Tracker 2 bus stop forecast.
The Cooperstown Camera is brought to you by Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Utica. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, on this Friday. Time now is 6:18, and early this morning, things looking dry. In the 30s, on the cool side, but we're seeing the early morning twilight on the distance, and it is getting earlier and earlier, seeing that sunrise. It officially is at 6:49 today, so we're still a good amount of time away from it, but again, it is continuing to get earlier and earlier. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar showing that things are dry for now. We've got some faint signature of some white here. Elevated snow, of course, this is from some high-level clouds. This is not reaching the ground with any snow or rain as we speak. And in fact, as we zoom out in the bigger picture, our main focus in the forecast today is talking about this weekend, because there could be some significantly impactful weather in areas to the north. We've got this warm front moving north. It becomes stationary, collides with a stubborn air mass, a colder one, north of New York. And what that's going to do is that's going to create this warm air lifting over that cold air, and there's potential for some wintry mix and ice just along the New York and Canadian border up north. And there's some variability as to exactly how far north it goes. And with this variability, there's some concerns. Now, the difference with these temperatures is pretty spectacular. Take a look at this right here. We can see here it's 44 Saturday at 5:30 in Rome, below freezing in Tupper Lake. It's nearing 70 along the Pennsylvania-New York border in Union, and Williamsport in central Pennsylvania at 77. So in the span of a few miles going up to the Adirondacks, a major gradient in temperatures, and that's what we're keeping a close eye on, because that positioning of that stationary front means all the difference when it comes to the potential for ice accumulation. As you can see here, parts of Hamilton, Herkimer, Lewis counties, a heads up that this could be an ice storm you guys might experience. Now, we're not locking it in yet when it comes to the position, but with the variability at play here and the setup, we want to give you guys an early heads up that this could be happening. So today, clouds increase throughout the afternoon. Here comes that rain if you're heading to the Frozen Four games tonight. Bring that umbrella just in case, as it does rain in the overnight hours. Then scattered showers for your Saturday, potential ice up to the north. And then heading into Saturday evening, scattered rain showers lingering into Sunday. It's likely going to be a rainy weekend all weekend long, with some breaks here and there, but overall rather unsettled. 7-day forecast. Again, we are monitoring that ice potential up north. We'll provide updates today throughout this weekend and how it does shape up. Again, it's not an imminent concern, but it is still a concern we want to keep a focus on. And beyond that, though, we're in the 40s and 50s by next week, so typical early April weather.
All right. Yeah,
So,
we'll take it.
not too bad.
No, can't complain. Thank you very much, Eric. I'll take a look at this. Hawaii's Kilauea volcano putting on an amazing show. Lava shooting as high as 1,000 feet into the air. The eruption started back in December, have stopped and started dozens of times since then. U.S. Geological Survey says the lava has stayed inside the volcano's summit and is not threatening any residential areas. Kilauea is one of the world's most active volcanoes. It attracts visitors from around the world. Today it did not disappoint. Be sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on the social media platform formerly known as Twitter. Our social media handle straight ahead in your Storm Tracker 2 forecast. It's Friday, March 28, 2025.
Now, the news with Ben Kinney and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us this half hour. I'm Ben Kinney.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
Well, it's a absolutely gorgeous sunrise on the tower cam this morning.
Yeah, beautiful shot, and it's
Yeah.
going to be a quiet day today with clouds increasing, and there's potential for rain later on. We'll focus on that later. We've got temperatures still in the 30s for much of the Mohawk Valley, 20s in areas to the north, so it is a cooler start in some spots in those higher elevations. But as Ben mentioned, it's a great shot of that sunrise early today. A live look at downtown Utica from the Nexus Center as we're facing the eastern sky. The radar right now looking quiet. It is picking up on some elevated moisture by that light color, that white up to the north and west. That, of course, is not anything reaching the ground. But again, today we are tracking that sunshine, turning to mostly cloudy skies this afternoon and this evening, with high temperatures peaking in the upper 40s, approaching 50 degrees. So it's not too bad of a day to wrap up the work week, but by this evening and tonight, we'll see rain showers roll in, and that'll set the stage for a pretty rainy weekend. But on top of that, cold air up north could set the stage for some ice, and there's some concerns for that as well. We're going to break down the concerns, the position of that ice up north, and how much we're expecting, timing, all that, and all the details in a few minutes. Ben?
All right, Eric, thank you very much. Don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. New this morning, more.
The Cooperstown Camera is brought to you by Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Utica.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Friday morning. Our photo of the day today takes us to Oneida Lake. This is a photo here that is pretty spectacular. If you didn't know at first glance it was a sunset, you might not have noticed it. And here we are with a sliver of sunset taken on Oneida Lake by John. And there's some low-lying clouds in the distance, but enough clearing to where you can see that sun setting over the horizon there, and enough to produce a very narrow line of a reflection there in the water. So again, it looks almost not like a sunset, but here we are with that amazing shot right here. And if you would like to submit a sunset photo like this one, any spring-like photo, animals as well, we've got more we're going to showcase next week. Set WKTV.com/weather/pics to the chance for a photo featured right here on News Channel 2 at sunrise. Ben?
All right, Eric, thank you very much. Big day in the sports world on Thursday.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good Friday morning, everyone. Things starting out dry. A matter of fact, we got a great shot of the morning sunrise momentarily. Again, that sunrise takes place in fact, a couple of minutes from now. We're taking a live look at the eastern sky over the Mohawk Valley from our tower cam as we speak. Radar looking dry this morning. Yes, there's some light white over here in the northwest, but that's some elevated cloud cover and some flurries called Virga, which is not reaching the ground. We're expecting an entirely dry day for much of the day today. But we're going to focus in on the bigger picture here because we've got a pretty busy weather pattern heading into the weekend, and some of it looks concerning, especially for some higher elevations up north. So what happens is we're going to see this warm front move its way north, and it's going to remain stationary over our area for Saturday and Sunday. There's going to be some large temperature differences. We'll get to that in a second. But I want to focus on the pinks and purples up here. Watch how the pinks and purples, the ice and freezing rain, remain somewhat stubborn over much of the northern part of New York State. And while most of the Mohawk Valley and south largely see rain showers, up north could be a different story. In fact, look at the differences in temperatures here with this stationary front. We are talking nearing 80 degrees in central Pennsylvania and below freezing up in the Adirondacks. In fact, you could likely go from to a 30-degree temperature difference going from northern Herkimer County to Oneonta, driving a few hours, a difference of 2, maybe 3 seasons worth of temperatures. So this is going to be a pretty interesting setup here, a very complicated setup. But with the concern for ice up north, just a heads up, there could be some potential for that. Now, the general consensus this morning is that locations in the high peaks of the Adirondacks are likely to see the biggest concern for ice. Hamilton County, you can see right here, parts of northern Herkimer County, even parts of northern Lewis County have that ice potential. This could vary north or south a little bit, but at least initially, want to give those of you in the North Country an early heads up that we are tracking this frontal boundary, and that could prove a concern for ice. For those in the Mohawk Valley and south, there are really little to no ice concerns at all. So you can see here, widespread rain rolling in tonight. You can see midnight tonight, pretty steady rainfall. By the way, if you're heading to the Frozen Four tonight, grab that umbrella just in case because some rain's going to move in later on in the evening. Then you can see some pinks up north, potential for freezing rain. That lingers through the evening and overnight Saturday and into Sunday, while most of the Mohawk Valley will see on and off rain for pretty much the entire weekend. So it's looking unsettled. Unfortunately, not a dry day like we're seeing today, but it's going to be more on the mild side depending on location. Again, you head to the south, it's much warm. To the north, much more cool. And then following that, of course, we're in the 60s by Monday, then into the 40s by Tuesday for the first day of April.
I just can't get over that temperature difference, though.
It's
incredible.
You go through from the North Country to central Pennsylvania. You're driving through pretty much 3 seasons of weather.
It's unbelievable.
So, yeah, it's crazy.
That's the Northeast for you. All right. Thank you very much, Eric.
Joining us now, and Eric, mid-40s today, better than mid-30s at least.
Yeah, that's for sure. And well, plenty of sunshine this morning as well. Unfortunately, though, the weekend might not shape up too nice, but at least maybe a little on the milder side. A look at the current conditions out there right now. Downtown Utica, we're seeing some mid-level clouds, thin clouds, rolling their way into the city as we speak. But again, things are looking dry initially. Temperatures are in the 40s right now, 44 in Rome, 43 Hamilton, and pretty much that's a consensus for temperatures here locally, with the exception of Poughkeepsie down in the Hudson Valley, sitting at 56 balmy degrees out there as we speak. The radar picking up on some what looks like snow and rain, but again, a lot of this is elevated, not quite reaching the ground. So at least as of early today, expect dry weather. But again, this is the outlier heading into the weekend because this evening, especially tonight, we're going to see the arrival of widespread rain, and this will pretty much be on and off throughout the entire weekend. But there's actually some concern up north because there's some cold air in place here, and that could produce the potential for ice accumulation. We have the latest forecast for ice up north, plus what to expect for the rest of the area into the weekend in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. We start locally today down in...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Friday. Things shaping up rather quiet so far today, but this is an outlier to what will be a pretty unsettled weekend. Downtown Utica live view right now. Clouds are starting to roll in as expected. Temperatures climbing into the mid-40s so far. Keep in mind that south wind at play here right now is what's keeping things more on the warmer side, at least compared to yesterday. And the dew point's at 19. That's the key here, because when we look at the radar, you got a lot of green and even some white and blue here. That's elevated moisture, which is not reaching the ground. We got extremely dry air near the surface. So it's going to take a good amount of rain or snow in the atmosphere to really cause that to reach the ground. We're going to focus on the bigger picture here, because heading into this weekend, we're actually going to see a slight warm-up with an approaching warm front. But the issue here is this warm front somewhat stalls over our area. Well, primarily over the North Country, as you can see here. Lots of pinks and purples, which means that there could be some ice up north. And that's our biggest concern heading into this weekend. Most of the Mohawk Valley and south will largely see rain, maybe even some flurries or a wintry mix here and there, but mainly rain. But I also want to showcase the exact temperature differences across the area as you look ahead to this weekend. So Tupper Lake, 31 degrees, nearing 50 in Rome. This is the tricky forecast right here, is central New York, because you head south, it's 70 on the southern tier, nearing 80 in central Pennsylvania. So you're going to go through 3 seasons as you head south. Just to show you how different this temperature is going to be. And of course, that means there's some concern when it comes to that cold air north with the potential for ice. The consensus is that mainly the high peaks, higher elevations north in Jefferson County, Hamilton County, and the high peaks area, the Adirondacks, could see the most amount of ice. But this is a difference of, say, 1 or 2 degrees, which could mean at least more south or more north when it comes to the ice potential. So we'll be keeping a close eye on it, but just a heads up, any of you who live in the North Country, Hamilton, Northern Herkimer, Lewis counties, just remain weather aware this weekend with the potential for that ice. But again, today, mainly quiet. Widespread rain arrives tonight. If you're heading to the Frozen Four games tonight, grab that umbrella. It's going to start raining as you leave the games. Then, by tonight or tomorrow, we've got those scattered rain showers that continue through the area. That rain remains pretty much on and off throughout the entire weekend, with, of course, that stubborn ice potential up to the north. So your 7-day forecast, 40s and 50s this weekend, dependent on location. Again, if you're in the south, you'll likely see approaching near 60 degrees. Up north, mainly 30. So that 48 is pretty much a middle ground. It just depends on where you are. But then next week, first day of April, sunny pretty much, but a little on the cooler side in the 40s.
Yeah, what a wild day tomorrow, from what?
Yes.
Freezing in the Adirondacks to 80s and just to our
crazy.
south.
Yeah, crazy how different the temperatures are.
That's for sure. Eric, thanks. In the Carolinas, fire crews are breaking. NBC's Kelly Kobaye reporting from London. Here at home, meteorologist Eric Gage keeping an eye out for what may be a bit of a rainy weekend for us.
Yes, a bit unsettled Saturday and Sunday. Today, though, looking not too bad, so we'll enjoy the dry weather
while we have it.
And in fact, while the weather is dry, we have something else going on right now. SUNY, or at least SUNY's Mascot Madness semifinals ending at 2 p.m. today. Make sure you go out and get your votes, because Oneonta, the last local SUNY school standing right now, and they are narrowly beating Binghamton by only a few votes. And so again, if you haven't voted yet, if you're an alumni of Oneonta like myself, or if you want to make sure a local school wins the mascot contest, go out and vote on the Mascot Madness website. You can just search up Mascot Madness on Google and it'll take you right to the website to vote. Again, the voting ends at 2 p.m. today, and the winner goes to the finals, going up against either Potsdam or UAlbany. So we've got this big matchup going on with the mascots at the SUNY system right now. Back to the forecast. Again, as I mentioned, it's cloudy, at least increasing clouds so far this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid-40s, and following the clouds early this afternoon, we're going to see the arrival of rain later on this evening and tonight, giving way to a pretty rainy weekend. We'll have a look at the impacts of that, plus up north that could see the potential for ice coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Another judge has blocked
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Happy Friday, everyone. It started out on the sunny side this morning, but clouds have rolled in. And although it looks dry for now, this weekend looking a little bit on the rainy side. Downtown Utica, live view, clouds rolling in as we speak. And the temperature sitting at 44 degrees with partly cloudy skies reported in Rome. I want to focus more on this dew point here at 19 degrees because as you look at the radar, we are seeing all this green and blue, but none of this really is reaching the ground because of that dry air near the surface. So this is from a warm front moving its way north this afternoon. We'll start to see some rain develop this evening, but of course much of the day today looking dry. So the aforementioned warm front moving in tonight. The issue with this front is it's going to become stationary. It collides with this cold air mass to the north. Now all this warm moist air shifts to the north, and as it hits this cold air, it actually begins to fall as a wintry mix, sleet, or freezing rain. And our concern is the amount that could be falling in the span of this weekend's time as that cold air pretty much remains stationary between Saturday through much of Sunday. And when we talk about stationary fronts, there are huge differences in these temperatures here. Let's take a look at the temperature difference between central Pennsylvania and the Adirondack region. You can see here 32 in Tupper Lake, Williamsport in Pennsylvania at 78 degrees, 69 in the southern tier, and a bit difficult forecasting that Rome temperature at 45, but as you head south, that's 55, maybe 65, but then it's 35 as you head up north. So this is one of those tricky parts of the forecast. But the most concerning part of it, of course, are those temperatures below freezing up north. The latest consensus has a lot of this ice falling in the highest elevations north. Hamilton County, High Peaks, St. Lawrence County, and for the most part, it stays to the north, but a difference of a degree or two could move that ice accumulation south. Here's a local view of it right now. Again, Hamilton County, northern Herkimer County, and Lewis County, but again, we'll keep a very close eye on this throughout the weekend because anything above 1/10 of an inch of ice could pose a concern for outages and icy roads and whatnot. So it's something we're keeping a very close eye on. So tonight, we're going to see the arrival of widespread rain, giving way to a pretty unsettled weekend. Scattered rain showers, hit or miss, pretty much Saturday night, and into Sunday, with temperatures fluctuating depending on location. Again, you head south on Saturday, Oneonta area, likely in the upper 50s, low 60s. North Country area, likely in the 30s. So that 48 is an average for this area. But following the weekend into next week, first day of April, it's going to cool down a little bit, but we're going to see some sunshine once more after 3 days of rain.
Let's go April.
Yes.
Get rid of this March business. Eric, thanks. Well, opening day.
Meteorologist Bill Cartas getting us ready for our weekend.
Yeah, look, a nice day today. Not going to be quite as nice over the weekend. We're going to be dodging some rain showers here. Let's take a look at what's going on in a bigger picture. It is dry in the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, but I'm looking to the west. This is the leading edge of rain that's going to be moving in from the west. This will be sticking around as we head into the weekend. Our temperature, 47 degrees. This is about as warm as it's going to be over the weekend or as cool, depending on how you see it. Temperatures generally stay in the 40s here throughout Saturday. Going to the south, though, there's going to be a big-time warm-up. So if you really want spring weather and if you're willing to drive less than a tank of gas worth to the south here, temperatures are going to be the 60s and 70s from Binghamton to Scranton. Even close to 80 degrees in New York City and Allentown. Rain is going to return tonight. We're going to be tracking some wet weather as we head into the weekend. We do see some of this warmer weather working its way into central New York by Sunday and Monday, especially Monday afternoon. So it does get warm here if you can be a little bit more patient. Rain develops tonight. Temperatures will be in the 40s. Again, tracking some rain over the weekend. And look at the forecast that's coming up. Back over to you.
Bill, thank you. Thousands of people in much of Otsi.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're getting ready for the weekend here, and the weather not looking to be the best. We're expecting some rain both Saturday and Sunday, but temperatures are going to warm up, and we won't be dealing with the snow that we saw earlier this week. I know, sorry to remind you of that. Live look at downtown Utica, 47 degrees. Our current temperature, clouds have returned. Actually, it was a pretty nice day with a little bit of sunshine earlier and a lot less wind. You got to see the bright things this time of the year because it can kind of be tough when you're in this part of March. Winter's still kind of holding on for dear life, but spring isn't quite here just yet. We're looking at dry conditions out there as we head into this evening. Some rain will be returning as we head past sunset. This is the setup tomorrow. We've got a stalled front right over our area. Unfortunately, we're going to be on the north side of this front, which means most of our area will be in the 40s and 30s. But if you are in Otsego, Shenango County, you might be in the 60s for a brief period of time tomorrow, especially during the late morning to early afternoon. This front is eventually going to drop south and then move back to the north. Not going to quite get into the 70s here, but it will warm up by Monday. Upper 40s tomorrow, rain showers, rain on Sunday, 55 degrees. So again, it does slowly warm up. I don't really see much sunshine in store this weekend, but we should get a little bit early next week. Westmoreland, 47 degrees, Little Falls, 49, Lake Pleasant, 41. Across Southern Valleys, noticeably warmer, Oneonta, 46, Unadilla, 52. A reminder, we have a partial solar eclipse tomorrow morning. Cloud cover doesn't look to cooperate, but maybe south of the Mohawk Valley, we could get a few breaks in the overcast first thing tomorrow morning. The eclipse happens early, right around sunrise. And again, probably not worth checking out. For most of us, it does look pretty cloudy. Bigger picture, to the west we go. We've got that front moving in, and it's bringing with it widespread rain. On the northern side of this front, it looks like an ice storm for northern New England and northern New York. This is north of our area, but at times, it's going to be pretty chilly. It's going to be a cold rain as we head into tonight and tomorrow. You can see the pink showing up at the very, very top of the banner here. Again, this is some ice that's happening up towards Watertown and Lake Placid, but it is above freezing in our area. And again, we're looking at temperatures tomorrow morning in the 40s. Tomorrow afternoon, widespread rain. That's going to continue as we head into Saturday night as well as Sunday. And warmer weather will be working in from the south, and temperatures will be on the rise. Rain tonight, low temperature of 42. Tomorrow, widespread rain, temperatures in the upper 40s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. We end up 65 degrees on Monday, and that also could bring a few thunderstorms with it as we head into Monday afternoon as a cold front arrives. Chillier Tuesday, Wednesday, highs in the 40s. We're up to 62 on Thursday, 57 on Friday. So it does warm up very slowly. Monday looks like the warmest of the stretch.
All right, Bill, thank you.
All right.
Fire crews are bracing for another tunnel anymore, so you guys are...
We have a much bigger school. We'll see. Let's take a look at our forecast here. We've got some really warmer weather heading into the weekend and early next week. But before we get into that, take a look at this sunrise this morning. This picture was taken in Hawkinsville from Ashley. Beautiful sky here. Nice to see the sunshine here earlier in the day. Of course, the clouds have returned. We're tracking some rain over the weekend, but the temperatures warm up. In fact, we're into the upper 60s by Monday. We could even see some thunderstorms later in the afternoon. So forecast has changed on Monday the most since yesterday. Colder weather does return heading into Tuesday and Wednesday. It's quiet out there for now, but we are tracking some rain that will be rolling in tonight. So keep that in mind if you're going to be taking the dog or dogs out for a walk. Temperatures will be in the 40s. Rain returns after 8 p.m. Nellie and Ginny from Vernon. Tonight's featured dogs. This is brought to you by Nissan. We're tracking rain over the weekend. To look at the forecasts coming up. Kristen, back to you.
Dozens of umbrellas are hanging.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're tracking plenty of cloud cover, some rain showers as we head into the weekend. It is going to be warmer, but it won't be quite as nice as what we've seen over the past couple of days. Let's take a live look outside. The clouds are back after some sunshine this morning. It's a live look in Oneonta, temperature of 46 degrees. There's some rain to the west, and this will be arriving as we head into this evening. We can see it on the Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, the leading edge out towards Buffalo, heading east. and this will be entirely rain in our area. To the north, Watertown, northern New York, there's going to be some accumulating ice here throughout the weekend. So if you're heading north, there will be some travel issues. This is not expected to be in our area. Even northern Oneida County, most of Herkimer County, too warm for this. There could be some pockets of freezing rain in the deep parts of Hamilton County, but that would be about as close as it gets. Here's the setup on Saturday, a stalled frontal boundary stretching right across New York State. Some places will be very spring-like across the southern valleys with temperatures in the 60s out towards Binghamton. Mohawk Valley, we're in the 40s, and then you go north, Watertown in the low 30s. So a very dramatic change in temperature Saturday. Eventually, this front's going to lift north, and we will start to warm up as we head into the second half of the weekend. But we're in the 50s, not going to be quite 60s or 70s. We're tracking rain for most of the weekend. It does look pretty unsettled. Skywatchers checking in. Again, a generally pleasant day. Whitesboro, 47 degrees. Mike in New Hartford, 48. Jeff in Mohawk, 50. Cooperstown, 49. And Worcester with 49 degrees. A reminder, we have a partial solar eclipse first thing tomorrow morning. That is when part of the moon is cast over the sun. You need special glasses to see this, but to be honest, I just don't think we're going to be able to see this with the cloud cover expected across the region first thing tomorrow morning. If there's going to be any chance, it's going to be south of the Mohawk Valley, but even then, it's just a very small chance that we can get a few breaks. You can see why. Here it is. This is the warm front that's moving in from the west, and again, it's widespread rain tonight. Temperatures will drop down into the 30s. Tomorrow, a cloudy day, on and off rain showers across the Mohawk Valley. Temperatures in the mid-40s in the valley, much warmer south of the valley, colder to the north. And that's how it plays out throughout the day. We'll see more rain showers tomorrow night. And then on Sunday, it does warm up. Temperatures climb into the 50s in the afternoon. But again, we're tracking widespread rain. And it is a soaker. I think most areas pick up about a half an inch to an inch of rain, with the steadiest and heaviest of rain looking to fall north of the Mohawk Valley. And between Saturday and Sunday, we could see totals between an inch to an inch and a half. But I don't think flooding is going to be a big concern. Rain tonight, low of 42. Tomorrow, showers around, highs in the upper 40s. Rain on Sunday. Thunderstorms are possible Monday. We'll have to keep an eye on that. 65 for the high. Tuesday and Wednesday, partly sunny. Temperatures in the 40s. Rain Thursday. A high temperature of 62. And we're into the 50s again as we look ahead to Friday. We'll be right back.
Bill Cardis.
A nice day today. Sunshine this morning. Clouds have returned. As we look at the bigger picture, we are tracking some rain to the west. This is just west of Rochester, and this is heading east. And we're expecting this weather to arrive as we head into this evening as well as tonight. 46 degrees, the current temperature. The big story this weekend is some very warm weather that will be just to our south and cold air to the north. So we're going to be in the in-between zone here. Temperatures in the 40s on Saturday, and it also leads to a pretty unsettled weekend. We're going to have some rain showers around. Rain returns tonight. It's a wet weekend ahead. Warmer temperatures will be returning, especially by Monday. It will eventually get here. Rain develops this evening. Temperatures will be in the 40s. We are tracking wet weather for the weekend and a warmer start to the week, at least next week. Look at the forecast coming out. Kristen, back to you.
Many of us woke up this morning to
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. A nice day today. We saw some sunshine earlier. The clouds have returned. So let's take a live look in downtown Utica. Temperature of 46 degrees. We're looking at dry conditions for now, but there is some rain working in from the west. This is a live look at the radar. You can see the leading edge is over Rochester and moving east. This is going to be entirely rain as we head into tonight, but it is going to be a pretty dramatic day tomorrow temperature-wise across New York State. There's going to be a stalled frontal boundary slicing across the Empire State, and we're going to be right in the middle here. So we're looking at temperatures in the 40s. To the north, it's in the 20s and low 30s across northern New York. There'll be some ice and snow accumulation in some of these counties in the very far northern reaches of New York State. And then on the southern tier, downstate New York, it's going to be very spring-like with temperatures in the 60s to 70s. Again, we're going to be right in the middle here Tracking some rain showers, temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. Rain showers on Sunday, 55 degrees. It does warm up. Some of that warm weather starts to drift to the north. We'll really notice the difference by Monday. So we do get into some of that warmth here. Just have to be patient. Bob and Clinton, 47 degrees. Boonville, 42. Cassville, 46. Jeff and Mohawk, 50 degrees. And Stewart and Cooperstown with 49. A reminder, we have a partial solar eclipse early tomorrow morning, right around sunrise. The moon covering about 20% of the sun. You need special glasses to be able to see this. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll be able to do that because of the cloud cover in place. There might be a few breaks south of the Mohawk Valley, but it's not looking good. Bigger picture, low pressure working in from the west. You can see this area of rain moving in. And again, this will be arriving late this evening and tonight. Widespread rain is expected. Overnight lows drop down into the upper 30s to low 40s. A generally gloomy day tomorrow. Periods of rain and showers. Temperatures will be in the 40s. Again, that big difference in temperature from north to south. Notice some pinks at the top of the screen here. That's freezing rain. That's going to be falling north of our area. Temperatures will be in the 30s. Early Sunday morning, that boundary moves to the north, so we start to warm up, but it's staying unsettled here throughout most of the weekend, with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. Projected rainfall amounts between Saturday and Sunday, we're looking at accumulations over an inch for many areas, maybe even an inch and a half. So it's a soaking rain, but it's not going to be super heavy. We're not expecting this to cause any big issues, but again, we'll be keeping an eye on it. Rain tonight, low 42. Showers tomorrow, 48. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. We're up to 65 on Monday. We're watching a cold front Monday afternoon that could produce some thunderstorms. Not quite to alert level just yet, but again, it is something on our radar. Tuesday and Wednesday, temperatures do cool down. We're in the 40s, some sunshine returns. Back into the 60s Thursday with some rain. Warmer temperatures next week compared to this week.
And when you use the words on our radar, you mean it literally?
Literally, yes.
All right, thanks, Bill. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6. It's cool to be kind. First look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis. How you doing, Bill?
Doing good.
We were excited in the newsroom watching
Yeah,
this
that
game.
was really fun to watch.
Absolutely.
Really fun to watch. We're very excited for Sunday as well.
Yep.
Weather-wise, not quite as exciting.
It would be a great day to go inside and watch
Good
a
day
hockey
to be
game.
inside,
Yeah.
absolutely. We're tracking showers over the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. It does get a little bit warmer Sunday afternoon, but it's generally a dreary weekend here in central New York. We're tracking some rain out there tonight. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Some snow showers along the higher terrain across northern Herkimer and Hamilton counties, but as temperatures warm up tonight, this will generally stay rain. Current temperature at Griffiths and Rome, 44 degrees. It feels like 39 with a light wind out there. Temperatures, again, are going to warm up. We'll be as warm as 65 on Monday, so we do get a little taste of spring here early next week. Rain is going to stick around tonight, low temperature 42. We've got to look at the weekend forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. The death toll from the magnitude 7.7 could surpass 10,000. That's an estimate from the United States Geological Survey. The country's military government has reported the deaths of at least 144 people. Now, Utica has a robust population of people from Myanmar, and there were some very scary hours for them this morning as they tried to reach their loved ones. News Channel 2's Jolene Ferris reports.
For some reason, Tinzar of Utica woke at 3 o'clock this morning.
When I wake up, I just happen to see the news, and then I call my mom. Suddenly, I cannot get her.
Finally, around 4 a.m., she reached her mom, the longest hour of her life.
Oh, those hours were really, really big, heavy heart for me because they are all that I have.
Her parents' house is about 6 hours from the high-impact area of Myanmar where the earthquake was most severe, but it did suffer some cracks.
No electricity at this moment. My mom also living in the dark. I don't worry about my mom at all when I see other people facing bigger issues.
Pastor Debbie of Tabernacle Baptist Church immediately thought of the church members she knows who are currently in Asia.
My co-pastor, Pastor Tige, who's over on the Thai border with Burma for an event, and our moderator, like our church president, is also over there for a seminary graduations.
Thankfully, she quickly contacted them, and they're okay.
They're in the area that's very rural and not up in the mountainside. So they don't have, and they also don't have tall buildings.
Civil war, poverty, now this earthquake. Life is difficult in Myanmar right now, and this was the last thing this country needed. Worry is powerful, but so is hope.
Burma is a country who has a very kind heart, and we always love to help each other. Even though we are poor, we have a big heart. So we help each other, and then now all the young.
But it's hard to be away from her family and her home right now.
Because all young people, they have to leave the country. So nobody there to help.
Jolene Ferris, News Channel 2.
Traffic alert coming up in the village of.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are taking a live look in downtown Utica, and you can see it's wet. Temperature 44 degrees. We have showers moving in. Relatively light, not super heavy. We go to the west, there's more rain. Notice on the northern end, there's different colors showing up here. There's freezing rain, there's snow. This is going to be north of our area. If you're heading up towards Watertown into northern New York, be advised there's going to be some winter weather here. It's not expected to drop as far south as our area. We'll stay away from that. It's all based on a stalled front that's going to cut right across upstate New York, literally dividing New York in half here. We're going to be right in the middle. Temperatures will be in the 40s in the Mohawk Valley, but you go to the south, it's in the 60s, even in the 70s towards Binghamton and New York City. But then you go to the north, and northern New York in the upper 20s to low 30s. So it's one of those strange scenarios where we've got this, it's all caused by this stalled front. And again, it's going to be bringing us some rain throughout the weekend. Rain showers tomorrow, a high of 48, temperatures near 50, the low 50s on Sunday with, again, more rain expected. We do have a partial solar eclipse tomorrow morning, but unfortunately it is looking quite cloudy here in central New York. Most of the area, I don't think we'll have a chance of seeing this. Bigger picture, to the west we go. A front moving in, again producing rain. That's going to be our weather maker for the weekend. Periods of rain throughout tonight. Overnight lows drop into the low 40s. Showers around first thing Saturday morning. Just kind of a dreary day, cloudy skies, on and off rain showers. Temperatures will be in the 40s in the Mohawk Valley. Again, a lot warmer to the south. More rain moves in as we head into tomorrow night. Showers continue on Sunday. Temperatures again climb into the low 50s. In terms of rainfall amounts throughout the whole weekend, so tonight, tomorrow night, Sunday, we're looking at totals of about 1 inch to 1.5 inches, especially heading to the north. So it's a good soaking rain that many of us can expect. I don't expect any flooding issues, anything serious, but again, always be on the lookout for that. Rain tonight, low of 42. Tomorrow, rain. Temperatures in the upper 40s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. On Monday, we're in the mid 60s. We have a cold front that could produce thunderstorms. And the early call is that a few of them could be on the stronger side. It's a very low chance because we're several days out.
Right.
But if that chance starts ramping up, you might see that turn into an alert day.
A little red there.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted.
All righty. Thanks, Bill. Coming up next, it's been rough on Wall Street. We'll have more later on in sports. Time now, though, for a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. And usually we're looking ahead to tomorrow or whatever, but you want everyone to kind of take a look at what's going on Saturday, because it's such a diverse situation we could be dealing with.
We have a pretty interesting weather setup Saturday, and the temperatures could be dramatically different.
Mm-hmm.
The front is expected to be right over us, and that's going to cause this big change in temperature. To the south, we're in the 60s, maybe even 70s across the southern valleys. Okay. To the north, Old Forge could be in the 30s. So I know we have big changes in temperature in our area, but that's pretty extreme.
It'd be a fun drive that day, huh?
Yeah, you could literally go from one season to the next in less than an hour in terms of driving. Let's take a look at our weather tonight. We are tracking a few sprinkles out there, rain showers in the lower elevations, snow showers in the higher spots. The radar looks busier than it actually is, and that's because a lot of this is falling into very dry air. But we do expect a few sprinkles tonight. as a very weak disturbance rolls through. Not all that exciting weather-wise. Current temperature 41 degrees, nothing being reported at Griffith so far. But again, I do think that's going to change. You can see the dew point 21. It's really dry out there. Temperatures will be in the upper 40s tomorrow and Saturday, but again, Saturday's temperatures vary widely. Some of that warm air does make it into all of central New York as we head into Sunday and Monday. Temperatures will make their way into the 50s, even into 60 degrees or warmer, certainly possible. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a few sprinkles, overnight lows in the low 30s. We're tracking some unsettled weather, some rain heading into the weekend. Look at the forecasts coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. 2 months after her nomination forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Carter, we were running around the newsroom high-fiving. That was
exciting.
An awesome game.
A lot of fun to watch.
One more win. We got to do it. What do we got for the weekend?
Weather's a little bit of a letdown.
It's an inside weekend,
Yes,
right?
it is an inside weekend. Temperatures are going to be in the 40s tomorrow and in the 50s on Sunday. But we're going to be dealing with rain for a good portion of the weekend.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at what's going on out there tonight. We are tracking some showers working in from the west. This is a live look at our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. And again, we've been seeing some showers throughout the course of this evening. There's more to come as we head into tonight. Temperature-wise, we are above freezing. We're at 43 degrees. We're going to stay above freezing here. We're not going to have to deal with any snow or any freezing rain, although there is some of that happening to our north across northern New York over the next couple of days. It's not expected to happen locally. Temperatures will be warming up. We'll be in the 60s on Monday. That'll be the warmest day of the next 7. That'll also be our next chance of some thunderstorms as we head into Monday afternoon. Rain tonight, low temperature of 42. We're tracking a warmer but wetter weekend. We'll look at the forecast is coming up. Jason, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. The death toll from the magnitude 7.7 earthquake that struck central Myanmar could surpass 10,000. That's an estimate from the United States Geological Survey. The country's military government has reported the deaths of at least 144 people. Now, Utica has a robust population of people from Myanmar, and there were some very scary hours for them this morning as they tried to reach their loved ones. News Channel 2's Jolene Ferris has our story tonight.
For some reason, Tinzar of Utica woke at 3 o'clock this morning.
When I wake up, I just happen to see the news, and then I call my mom. Suddenly, I cannot get her.
Finally, around 4 a.m., she reached her mom, the longest hour of her life.
Oh, those hours were really, really big, heavy heart for me because they are all that I have.
Her parents' house is about 6 hours from the high-impact area of Myanmar where the earthquake was most severe, but it did suffer some cracks.
No electricity at this moment. My mom also living in the dark. I don't worry about my mom at all when I see other people facing bigger issues.
Pastor Debbie of Tabernacle Baptist Church immediately thought of the church members she knows who are currently in Asia.
My co-pastor, Pastor Tigay, who's over on the Thai border with Burma for an event, and our moderator, like our church president, is also over there for a seminary graduations.
Thankfully, she quickly contacted them, and they're okay.
They're in the area that's very rural and not up in the mountainside, so they don't have, and they also don't have tall buildings.
Civil war, poverty, now this earthquake. Life is difficult in Myanmar right now, and this was the last thing this country needed. Worry is powerful, but so is hope.
Burma is a country who has a very kind heart, and we always love to help each other. Even though we are poor, we have a big heart. So we help each other, and then now all the young.
But it's hard to be away from her family and her home right now.
Because all young people, they have to leave the country. So nobody there to help.
Jolene Ferris, News Channel 2.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are tracking rain. A live look in downtown Utica, temperature of 43 degrees. We have showers that are going to be around as we head throughout the weekend. The next round is moving in from the west, and it's going to be heavier tonight. You can see the Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, these brighter colors that you see out near Rochester. These are heading east. I can't rule out thunder tonight. There's a little bit of elevated convection in the atmosphere, something special that means it could thunder when it's cold out. And this is going to be, again, moving east. This will be around later tonight, probably about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Here's the setup on Saturday. A stationary front is going to slice through central New York, and that's going to separate spring to the south and winter to the north. You can see the dramatic change in temperature in the 60s in Binghamton, 70s New York City, but on the other side of this front, it's in the 20s in northern New York, Watertown 30 degrees. We're going to be right in the middle. It looks like we're going to be in the 40s throughout the day tomorrow. There's going to be some winter weather in northern New York, some sleet, some freezing rain, some snow. That's going to stay out of our area, but I also think we're not going to see any spring weather here, at least across the Mohawk Valley. Places south of the Mohawk Valley could briefly hit 60 degrees. Rain showers, the name of the game throughout the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. Unfortunately, it does look cloudy for tomorrow morning's partial solar eclipse. We are able to see this briefly, but again, I think the cloud cover is going to prevent us from seeing this in the morning, unfortunately. Bigger picture, rain on the way. Another round again moving in. We're going to be seeing this front in our area throughout the weekend, so it's going to bring us periods of rain throughout the next couple of days. Again, widespread rain tonight. Tomorrow morning, showers first thing, 8 o'clock in the morning. Temperatures in the 40s. Not going to rain the entire day, but we'll have periods of showers throughout. Temperatures remain in the 40s. Notice in pink to the north, that's some freezing rain that makes its way into Watertown in northern New York. Tomorrow night, periods of rain. We'll see more of the same as we head into Sunday. On and off showers. Temperatures will be in the 40s to low 50s. Rainfall amounts between tonight, tomorrow night, and Sunday look to be about about an inch to an inch and a half. So it's a soaking rain. It's widespread, but I don't think it's going to be enough to cause flooding. Rain tonight, low of 42. Tomorrow, showers around, highs in the upper 40s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. It does warm up Monday. We're up to 65. And we're also tracking the possibility of stronger storms late in the day. At this point, it looks like a low chance, but if it gets any higher, we might end up upgrading Monday to a Storm Tracker 2 alert day. Tuesday, Wednesday, cooler temperatures in the 40s. Rain returns Thursday.
Do you like in the Storm Tracker 2 Weather Center? You have like a big switch. You flip it over to red.
That's exactly how it works.
I thought it was.
I'm the only one that can flip the switch.
I knew it.
I had to put in a passcode. It's fun.
It's like break open the folder. All right,
That's right.
I got it. All right, thanks, Bill. Coming up next. Hey, it's been rough in Wall Street lately. Today, no different.